Welcome back to part 2 of the struggle bus of graphing on Jamboard. This one I don't think will be as bad because we don't have to deal with dots. We get to create bars. So this is the video for those of you who are wondering, how do I make a bar graph on Jamboard? This is the video for you. So here's the scenario that I've chosen. The Fish and Wildlife Agency has measured the size of Pacific salmon for 1 year and recorded their average weight. All right. So, how do we know that this is going to be a bar graph? Well, the first thing is you have to figure out what is your independent and what is your dependent variables. The independent variable is the thing that you are in charge of choosing, right? I'm in charge of manipulating it. Or you can think to yourself, which of these variables is kind of in a pattern or which one forms categories? All right. So looking between salmon species and average weight, as a scientist, I can choose what species of fish I'm going to be studying, right? And I want to choose these 5 species listed here. So the independent variable is the Schlammen Shammen species. Ooh, very large text. What is happening? There. All right. Salmon species is my independent. So then your dependent, what am I making observations of? What am I measuring? And in this case, it is going to be the average weight of those fish. Average weight in pounds. So large. Let's see. Large and in charge. All right, here we go. So then we decide, using that knowledge, that can help us figure out, is it better to use a scatter plot or a bar graph? So you ask yourself, like, is our independent variable, the thing that is going to go on our x-axis, is that a continuous spectrum of possible data points, or are they clumped into categories of things? And so in this case, our independent variable salmon species, it is in clumps of categories, right? There's the king salmon, there's the sockeye, there's the silver. There's no data points that could possibly exist between the two, right? They are separate, independent little things. So bar graphs are going to be our friend here. Bar graphs. This text box stuff is funny. But it makes sense, right? It's intuitive how to change the size of stuff. Oh, whatever. All right. So now let's go and make a bar graph. We have how many different salmon species on the bottom? 5. That's going to be helpful to us. And then the average weight, we have data that ranges from like 5 up to 15. So that shouldn't be too bad. So let's hop on over to where we're going to make our bar graph. So first thing, let's label our axes. Remember, axes is plural for many axes. So on the X was our independent. Independent was the Schlammen salmon species. All right, there's no units for them because they're just types of fish. The dependent variable is our Y, and that was the average weight, and that was measured in pounds. LBS, pounds. Okay, so title of the graph. Again, titles of graphs could be the question that you are trying to answer. It could also be the scientific version where you take the y-axis versus the x-axis. So I'm going to do it scientifically because that's how my brain has been trained for the past bazillion years. But again, you could just type the question, no big deal. All right, so we said there were 5 salmon species that belong at the bottom, and we're going to add text boxes to show. Oh, you know what we could do? We could be fancy. We could just do sticky notes. All right, so the 5 types. Let's see if you remember this. Chum is your thumb, which I think, actually, no, I don't know that they called it chum. Let me go back and check. That might be Alaska slang. Oh, they did have it. Okay, so chum is your thumb. Your pointer finger is your sockeye, right? Because you poke someone in the eye. Then you've got king, because it's the biggest finger. Silver, because of your silver rings. And then pink is actually your humpback. Those are the ones that literally have like a humpback. They're really gross to look at, but they're okay. No one really eats them. Okay, let's go back and label those 5 species. Okay, so we got chum, got sockeye, king, silver, and then humpback, which we actually call pinks, but because their meat is really pink. Okay, safe. All right, now these ones, when you do bar graphs, you don't actually put the data on one of the lines there, right? You put it in between the lines because you want to create a bar out of it. So I'm going to put it right there, and then I'm going to put the next one evenly spaced. So I'm kind of skipping 2, oops, right? Like 1, 2, and then there's going to be my bar. 1, 2, and then that's my bar. 1, 2, and then that's my bar. And then 1, 2, and then my next one. Silver. Oh, I'm now lost. 1, 2, and then there. And then the last one, 1, 2, and then humpback. Okay, I'll make this a little bit bigger so I can see it. So now we said the average weight ranged from like 5 to 18 or 19 maybe. So I'm curious how many lines we actually have here, because we could just go by ones. So we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We're perfect. We're just going to go by ones. And I'm not going to waste my time labeling them, because in my head, I just know it's going by ones. But you know what actually might be helpful is to put like, here's where the 5 is at, just so that you know it. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. So like right there's the 5. Oh, now I'm lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to duplicate that, and let's do 10 on this next one. So then that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, come on. Come on. Is this as difficult for you guys as it is for me? What is happening? Go back. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do it one more time. We'll do 15. Okay. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You know, it's not a bad idea just to double check your work. Let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so we're good. Okay, so now we're going to create some bars. So how do we do that? Well, let's just take a look at the first one. Kings had 15 as their average weight. So let's go back. I'm going to use a shape. Now, next to this open circle, if you click the little arrow, it's going to give you other shapes that you can make. All right, so you want to click the square. Now, kings had 15. So I'm going to draw, oops, I'm going to get that square lined up at the 15 mark. And then I want to kind of shrink-a-dink it down so that it fits. Boop, right in there. Okay, so 15 was here, matches, and that's it. That's all I got to do with it. Okay, so there's my bar for king. Now I go back. Let me do another couple for you. So king, so then sockeye was 8, silver was 12. Remember that, sockeye 8, silver 12, sockeye 8, silver 12. Okay, so sockeye was 8. My shape is already chosen. Sockeye 8, 5, 6, 7, here. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Okay. So then you shrink it, dink it down, drop it down, and there's your bar. Okay. And then silver was 12. I could probably just duplicate this. That'd be easier. And then we got to drag it up so that it's at 12, which is right there. 10, 11, 12. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop there because I think you guys get it. That is a bar graph. Things to keep in mind, your x-axis, whatever your independent variable is, Even though it's a bar graph, like be nice and neat and organized with it. Like don't just like hodgepodge your bars. Like you have to be evenly spaced. Choose the same labeling system, right? Like this is where your perfectionist OCDness should come out just a little bit. All right. Don't get hung up on it though. If you have problems, email me, come to office hours. We'll get through as much as we possibly can. And also know that this afternoon we're going to go through and like compare graphs with partners, and we're going to double check we have them all like set and we're good. We know how to do it, and there might be an opportunity for extra credit if we do get through everything. All right. So one last thing I want to show you is if you do decide to do this on like paper pencil and you want to upload a picture of it, once you have it on your phone, you have different things that you can do with it, right? So you can directly save it to your Google Drive on your phone, which is very easy. If you have Apple to MacBook capabilities, you can AirDrop it to your desktop. If you are on Android, you can email it to yourself. Right? There's a variety of ways to somehow get a picture to your computer. Now, once it's on your computer, you have, again, a multitude of opportunities. So you click on this little image here that has like a dark background with mountains on it. You can either upload it directly from your desktop, right? So if you airdropped it, you can click and drag. If you had it in an email and then you downloaded it, you can click and drag to there. If you do Google Drive, you can click and drag from your Google Drive. And then I just thought about it. You can take a picture, right? Like click allow. Wow, there's so much of me. But then you just hold it up. And then you click the picture thing, and then you click insert, and you're done. So there's a lot of different ways that you can upload photos if that's how you chose to do it. If you have questions, hit up office hours today. I'm here to help you. Don't freak out about this. Don't get hung up on it, but do try it. Give it your best shot.